Hello. Hi everyone, happy Friday. We're doing another book live. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Welcome. If you're watching me from TikTok, hello everyone. Love you guys all. If you're watching from Facebook, YouTube, you know guys, I love you. So welcome everyone. So I'm doing obviously a happy dance because this is going to be, I want to say about number 5 or 6 of our lives book readings because I decided why not? We're going to try something new and go a little bit on the wild side. So today we're going to be continuing our storytelling. Last week, if you joined me, we did a whole bunch of Cat Lady. Not just Cat Lady, we did a Desperate Cat Lady for everyone. So it's book 2 in the Cat Lady series. So we're going to do chapter 2 today. So for everybody who's new, who's going, what are you doing today? We're going to continue the celebration. We're going to continue Angela's journey. I want to introduce you guys all to this amazing and crazy group. So we're going to give everybody some time to join, come in, say hi, let me know what you guys are doing. Make sure you guys are just chilling in. So Friday night, because we're doing our book reading, I've decided for the book reading we're going to do a drink. And because Jamie had this brilliant idea, and for everybody watching, Jamie is my girl. We go live here on TikTok on Thursday night. So she said, hey, why don't you make it a theme? So the theme, because we're doing Angela, and Angela's favorite drink happens to be coffee. So I'm doing versions of coffee. And I realize I'm not much of a coffee drinker, so my versions tend to be a little bit kind of boring. I can apologize for that. So today I'm doing a White Russians for anybody who is likes drinks. So let me give you, it is a shot of tequila. I'm doing Tito's today. Shot and a half of Kahlua and some cream. So you can tell I have a lot of cream because let's be honest, a dark Russian is just the Kahlua and the vodka. That seemed a little super strong for me. So we definitely diluted and have some ice just to kind of make it a little bit more diluted because it's, let's be honest, only 7:30 in Texas. So hey, we're going to have some fun. So for anybody, grab a drink, grab something fun, enjoy, relax. Let me entertain you with some reading because we're doing Angela. I have my homies, by the way. Yes, I have a whole bunch of cat shirts. It happens. So this one is definitely for the homies. So cheers to everyone. Cat Lady special. It is number 1. Quick background for everybody. It is Depressed Cat Lady Charms Art and Dealers. This is a fiction book. For anybody who knows, I do multi-genre, so most people know me from my urban fantasy. This is straight just fiction. Very dark comedy, goes kind of dark, so it's just giving you guys a heads up. So we're going to pick up on chapter 2 here. If you watched us last week, we did chapter 1. If not, go back, watch the replay. You can kind of catch up on that. So let me give you a little bit of where we're at in the story. And Desperate Cat Lady takes a little bit turn than the special. So we introduce Angela, we introduce the Silver Hair Gang and their madness. The Desperate Cat Lady is all about we're going into a little murder mystery. So for this one, I'm going to introduce you the insane madness. So chapter 1, Angela literally happened to trip over a dead body. Why? Because Minnie in her 80s decided that she needed to train for 5K. Angela's 45 and let's be honest, not in that great of a shape. And she kind of says yes because she wants to keep her family happy. And how bad could it be? An 80-year-old is training for 5K. Angela had no idea what she was doing. So, hey, it happens. So book 2 is they're coming back from the murder scene. Angela is just a hot mess. Doesn't want to talk about it. She just wants to call it a day. Give this whole madness up. And here's where we're at. So like usual, I'm going to be stopping in different places to kind of fill you in on some of the background of the story. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'm looking at both screens. It's a little unlike my 3 screen like we did last time. So I'll be able to answer some questions. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Let me know what's going on and anything interesting you guys would like to share. It is definitely, by the way, check out this bookmark. So I'm crazy about Constantine. Constantine comes with his own bookmarks. What can I say? Happens to be that way. So hey, so salute my friends. Enjoy. Cheers to everyone. Let's going to start on this adventure. Okay, not bad. In case you're wondering, I'm always testing it when I'm live and I'm like, I hope this is good because I have no idea. So, why rush no one? It's a little bit more diluted, but it works really well. You guys ready to start? So we're going to do chapter 2 on a Desperate Cat Lady. This is book 2 in my series. And let's start. For everyone, it takes place in Texas. Takes place in Cass County. The actual city itself doesn't exist. So Sunshine, Texas, I needed a place. And normally I do write very urban, very contemporary, very much real locations. This town I had to make up just because I needed something a little bit more specific. Like I needed specific locations. I also felt kind of lazy. This is the first time I was like, I don't feel like driving around Texas to find a town. So Sunshine it is, and I needed it in between basically Texarkana and like the biggest town. So this is kind of why it's here. Oh my God. So Lindsay was born in Cass County. Well, you know exactly what it is. So kind of, it's in the middle of Cass County to kind of give you guys an idea. So yes. So let's get started. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll be stopping. We'll chit chat. Make sure we're there. So chapter 2. Sunshine was tiny, with only one major road and one traffic light. Getting home took no time. I parked my new midnight blue Acura in my driveway. Life had been looking out for me into the dead body situation. Anyways. After months of struggling, I could pay all of my debts and even get my finances in order. As soon as that happened, I drove down to the big city of Texarkana and traded my old beat-down Honda for a new vehicle. I hated that car. The trade was even more exciting since it was the last thing left. Reminded me of that two-timing cheating ex-Todd. Minnie bolted from the car and rushed towards the house. I stood outside admiring my new home with its manicured lawn. Last October, my house was falling apart. The weeds were taken over, and in my desperation, I contemplated killing myself. How things had changed. I'm marching to find the Silver-Haired Gang, as Hector and Julio had nicknamed them, having coffee in the living room. The gang included my mother and her lifelong friends, Ethel, Florence, and Minnie. People should worry when those fours put their minds together. The four of them were as different as the seasons, yet they complemented each other beautifully. Mother was the leader, with her focused take-no-hostage attitude. Ethel, the revolutionary, always looked for ways to develop those around her. Her sister, the local pinup girl, Florence, as a wild spirit. Her love of fashion and everything beautiful was contagious. Minnie was the oldest and not afraid of anything. How I fit with these ladies was beyond me. So remember, Angela's hanging out with these group of, not by choice, older ladies as they literally trying to run guns in a small town. So just keep that in mind. Remember, it's quirky and dark humor, so bear with the girls. I shook my head, closing the door behind me. I live alone, but you will never know it with the amount of people that were always at the house. I had more people than the senior center. And that was saying a lot for Sunshine, since the senior center was the happening spot in town. Angela, sweetie, are you okay? Ethel was the first to rush over. Dear, did you hit your head? Was it a head-on collision with the body? Florence was by my side in seconds, adjusting my hair. Minnie had wasted no time sharing our disaster with the rest of the gang. They had a group text that never ended. Her hair looked like that when we started our training sessions. Don't blame the mess on that course, Minnie told Florence, sipping from a large cup of tea. So remember, if there's something about older ladies that's kind of a little scary, because they will tell you exactly what they think. Angela has lived through this, and she's like, oh my God. Every time together, she just doesn't know what's going to come out of their mouths. This is one of those situations. So we're back to the story. I wasn't sure who I wanted to strangle first, Minnie or Florence. Instead, I made my way towards the kitchen. There was no point in getting more excited today. Mother handed me a cup of coffee and patted my shoulders. Barbara Carter wasn't an emotional woman. The patting on the shoulder was the equivalent of a full-on bear hug. Mother was a force to be reckoned with. In her 70s, she was still fashionable and stunning. Then again, admiring the rest of the Silver-Haired Gang, I couldn't believe they were all over 70. Florence was wearing her signature pinup girl dress, with her hair up and bright red lipstick. Giving Florence some honors today. She was planning to bring back the 50s, even if it killed her. From what the twins told me, the retro era was making a comeback, so Florence might be in luck. Ethel has slacks and a bright yellow cardigan. Winter months made Ethel moody. More than usual, just giving you guys a heads up. To counter the effects, she wore the brightest colors she could find. Isn't it a little early to visit? I asked the ladies. We heard the news and came right over, Florence answered. We were waiting for a while now. How? I asked before taking a sip of my coffee. If I was going to be interrogated by the gang, the nectar of the gods was a must here. Frank announced it over the line, Ethel told me, very matter of fact. Seriously, Angie, why do you think we had Andres install a police scanner in your house? You're supposed to be keeping up with the cops. Of all the things I would prefer to do with my time, listening to the conversations of the police department was not one of them. But Ethel had a point. It was a smart thing to do for her business. I really hope it's not illegal, Ethel announced. We're barely hanging on to the 153 people we had in Sunshine. 153? What are you talking about? Florence jumped in. Don't you remember poor Baba died last Christmas on his couch? Oh, yeah, Ethel mused. Hadn't he died again? Eating pork rinds and watching those adult shows on TV. Minnie answered, like his heart could handle that much excitement. Did Frank say anything we need to worry about? I asked, hoping to change the topic. The private lives of Sunshine's residents were something I really wanted to keep private. So here's the reality. While the silver-haired Ganny is absolutely wild, Angela's a little prude. She doesn't swear, she doesn't curse, she wants everything to be calm, cool, and collected. These ladies, on the other hand, are forced to be reckoned, as she says, and she's like, I don't want to know any of that going on in this town. So you have to realize she's just like, why me? What is going on here? So let's go back. Nothing major. Besides, we're lucky to have Detective Johnson and Washington in the area, Florence told them. They sound so professional. Are they cute? Honey, they're so fine, Minnie jumped in to answer. Not as cute as the boys in uniforms, but those detectives have an air of power that is intoxicating. I wanted to wrap them up and take them home. Florence and Minnie went into a fit of giggles, talking about the law enforcement on the scene. Ethel could barely hide her disgust and roll her eyes. She was too proper to giggle over men in uniform. Mother only smiled at her friends. It was ironic that I missed my privacy yet enjoy the company of the gang. I decided I needed to decide what I really wanted in my life. The ladies stayed in the house for a few months after the worthless Dot had them kicked out of the community home. What we didn't realize back then was how lucrative the gun business was going to be. It should have been a tremendous surprise. We're in East Texas, after all. After our huge Christmas deal, the ladies had enough cash to buy a house. I was expecting them to have built one, but they ordered a house over the internet. Who would have thought you could mail order a house? Why was I surprised? In an age where we can get everything delivered to your door, this was not a big deal anymore. So remember, they're a small town, very, very small. So excitement doesn't happen nearly as much in literally Sunshine, Texas. So having a house delivered was huge. And so Angela's still kind of going, what was I thinking? So last month when their house arrived on the huge semi-trucks, it was the talk of the town. Our Farmer Market Road now had a grand total of 6 houses. We still had people driving by every week just to stare. The street had become a Disney attraction for a few weeks. Obviously, there wasn't much going on in town if a house made people leave their homes on a Sunday afternoon. Did you recognize the body? Mother asked, making herself comfortable on the couch. No, they bashed in her face, I answered. Who would do such a thing? As Ethel asked after an uncomfortable moment of silence. Not someone I want to meet, I finally answered. But I'm pretty sure they were watching us. What? Mother exclaimed. Don't panic, Barbara, Minnie said. I'm just being dramatic. We heard a few trees snapping. Nothing major. Mother glanced in my direction and I raised an eyebrow. There was no point contradicting Minnie. I just hope Mother knew I was not nearly as sure as Minnie was. Well, ladies, hope you don't mind, but I need a shower, I informed the silver hair again and headed towards my room on the other side of the house. I could still hear them gossiping about potential victims when I closed the door to my room. This was going to have the town going crazy. Now that the adrenaline had left me, I was dragging. I stared at myself in the mirror. Florence was right. The sight in front of me would have scared the paint of a house. My hair was matted, and I had sticks everywhere. I'm a train wreck. I inspected my reflection, only confirmed the lady's analysis. On a positive note, the beef hat on my head made me look a few inches taller. Definitely channeling some Angela today, guys. So, hey, we're going to go rock it today. So, taking a little pause, Lane says Sunshine sounds a little like Murata. Shh, don't be telling people our secrets, honey. Shh, none of that. So, for anybody who's lived in small towns, you can kind of relate. Nothing much happens, but when it does, it's huge. It's like out of the world situations, and you're going, how do we get here? And everybody knows everybody's business. So small towns are beautiful. People know your name. They know where you're at. I have a blast still in Texarkana because I can go places like, hey, and they say, hi, everybody. You all kind of relate. But when things happen, like major scandals, they're major. So this is one of those moments where you're going, Angela's not ready for this because she's still trying to maintain herself proper as possible. And now there's a dead body. So you guys all understand. It's not going to be good for her. So take a quick note. Hello, Pamela. How are you? Hello, Renee's joining us well. So I love you guys to say hi. You all can understand the drama is about to happen. So we're still reading chapter 2 from A Desperate Cat Lady, which is book 2 in my Cat Lady series. So we're in the middle as Angela finally came home. You guys got introduced to the Silver Hair Gang and all their beauty madness. Because let's be honest, you have 4 older ladies causing rackets. So here we are. We're back. And so, was 45 too young to shrink? In case you guys are wondering, I had that question myself, so I might be the only one. So last year I had a car accident, I got a whole bunch of stuff. They're like, you might be shrinking. So this is a question that I'm asking for a friend. If you guys want to know, let me know. Is 45 really too young to shrink? I heard an old wives' tale that people got shorter as they aged. If I got any shorter, I would be the same height as the kids that came to our alternative school program. In a series of strange events, let's be honest, they have a bunch of series of strange events. The gang and I started an alternative high school out of my house. At first, our goal was to help Helto, Julio, and Andres finish their schooling. With Ethel's experience in education, the creation of it was no problem. What we didn't expect was word to spread and more used to join the school in order to help their families. We offer flexible schedules and plans that each student could customize. They could work and study. The advantage for us is that it justified the additional traffic on our street without trying too much attention. So guys realize they're still trying to run an illegal arms dealer. What has been now is now they have a whole bunch of legal businesses still running out of the house. So not to everything they can do to kind of minimize the impact is happening. So Renee says, no, it's not too young. Thank you. It makes me feel better. Back to the shrinking. Definitely not too young. Okay. We are good. Somebody should tell Angela that. So here we go. Meow. Bonnie, one half of the American short-hair cat duo, rubbed against my legs. Hi, sweetie. How are you? I picked up the beautiful cat. Bonnie rubbed her face against my chin and quickly jumped out of my arms. Honestly, I don't smell that bad, I told the offended cat, who licked herself fiercely. I thought you were the nice one. Why did I bother chastising the cat? Meow, Clyde hissed from the bathroom door. Really? Are you just going to avoid me altogether? I asked him. And yes, her cats are called Bonnie and Clyde. She's a Texas girl. Why not? It's perfect. And they're insane. So if you have cats, you can probably relate of kind of what happens when you come with cats. So yes, Bonnie and Clyde are not amused that their human kind of smells. And hey, she's been laying on a dead body, so I don't blame the boys. And girl. Here we go. I stared back at the male cat who was giving me a judgmental look. Clyde was not approving of my current conditions. Not sure why I bothered staring at him. Nobody has ever won a staring contest against a cat. If you know anybody, let me know, because I have one, and that has never happened, so keep me posted. Hector recently informed me that Bonnie and Clyde were always judging him. Until now, I was sure Hector had lost his mind. Looking into my cat's face, I realized he was right. Clyde was judging me, and not in a good way. He almost looked ashamed. You two have been spending way too much time with Mother, I decided, without waiting for any more sounds from the felines who truly own the house. I stripped down and walked into the shower. If my smell and appearance offended my cats, I needed to take control of the situation. At this rate, I needed better roommates and neighbors. The people and cats in my life were too much to deal with. So at this point in time, she takes a page break. So I have cute little paw prints, which I also realize are too tiny to see. So if you get to the book, you realize the tiny little dots at the bottom are supposed to be paw prints, just in case. Just not little dots that I don't know what I made. So let's take a break, everyone. Salute, everyone. I'm cheering you guys with a White Russian. I think put way too much ice because my White Russian is melting. So let me know how you guys are doing. Any comments? Anything exciting? I'm kind of going back and forth. So Derek says a great time for story. It is fabulous. Friday night. Grab a drink, grab a snack, come and hang out. So we're about halfway, a little over halfway through chapter 2. We're jumping in. You have met the Silver Hair Gang and their madness and kind of understand the struggle that Angela comes through. So now we're going to meet the rest of the gang. So this is where you guys get to introduce to the twins and hopefully find out who died. So let's go to this. You guys ready? In normal situations, my grooming time was record-breaking, especially for a Southern lady. Unfortunately, today was not the case. It took me over 45 minutes just to shower and scrub myself clean. After struggling to detangle my hair under the running water, it was official. I needed a haircut. Maybe I could get Maria to stop by and do her magic. I prefer my black hair shoulder length. It was past my bent back by now, and fixing it took way too long. Blow drying my hair was time consuming for my taste. I walked out of my room drying my hair with a towel and stopped when I spotted all the ladies, even the cats, staring out the front windows. What in God's name are you all doing? I asked the group, dropping the towel on the couch. Did you hear? Hector burst through the back door, dragging his brother Julio along. I couldn't believe those two boys were twins. Technically, they weren't boys, since they were 17, but they still had that baby face that was common in Mexican Americans. With thick brown hair and huge brown eyes, they were becoming heartbreakers. Well, Hector was the rebel of the two. He enjoyed his hair spiked would follow every flashing trend. Julio was still sweet as pie and a lot calmer than his brother. He preferred more of the laid-back outfits and calm-down hair. By the sounds of your voice, I have a feeling we haven't, I told Hector, who rushed to join the ladies at the window. Okay, why is everyone staring out my window? The cops are across the street, Julio answered. That's not good, I replied, looking around the house, making sure we didn't have any extra guns lying around. Remember, at least Angela's conscious that she is running some illegal stuff in her house. The silver hair? Probably not, so let's see. Don't worry, sweetie. We cleared the merchandise as soon as we heard, said Ethel. Am I the only one who does not know what everyone is talking about? I asked, walking over to the window. The police identified the body, Hector said. Did you really find her? Yes. Now, Hector, focus, I told him before he started asking 50 more questions. Who is the corpse? Dolores, Mother answered instead. Dolores? That was impossible. When was the last time I saw her? Nosy Dolores? It was my turn to peek through the mini blinds on the window. Cops surrounded the double-wide trailer across the street. That's not good, I said. Who want to kill that lady? Julio asked as I moved away from the window. She has no visitors and barely leaves the house. Julio had a point. Dolores was in her 60s and rarely entertained anyone. I doubted I knew anyone that was friends with her. Miss Angela, her life was even more boring than yours, if that's even possible, Hector informed me. Thanks, Hector. I rolled my eyes and went to the kitchen. I truly feel better now. We should investigate, Minnie told the gang. None of that. I shouted from the kitchen. The sound of my phone ringing drowned my voice. Hi, James. I love caller ID. Hi, Angela. James' voice gave me goosebumps every time he said my name. Are you ready for dinner? James was Cass County's elected judge and my occasional date. I refused to have anything serious with anyone. After 27 years of being married, I was not ready to settle down yet. James was a widow and was never in a hurry for anything. For a person who wasn't ready to settle, James had a way of making me weak at the knees. He was tall, handsome, and had a full head of hair. That was a big deal for men in his 50s. Lately, most men with that much hair have purchased it. And we all know how that goes, so we're not even going to make too many comments in that department. Dinner? I answered, glancing at the calendar on the wall. I thought we were going out on Wednesday. It's only Saturday. We are, James told me. I'm just making sure you're not planning to bail on me. I giggled. The man had the power to turn me into a giggling teenager, just with the sound of his voice. What was wrong with me? You're in luck, sir. We're still on, I replied, trying to stop grinning. Perfect, said James. I guess I'll let you go now. I have no more excuses to keep you on the phone. You know you can call just to say hi, right? I asked. I do now, James replied. Stay out of trouble, Angela. I'm never in trouble, I answered, trying to sound offended, but I couldn't hide my laughter. Of course. See you Wednesday. Bye. I disconnected the call to find the silver-haired gang in the voice staring at me. Are you going on another date with the sexy judge? Lauren asked, clapping her hands together. We're having dinner, and that's all I'm telling you. I marched around the group to grab my purse. I'm heading to the pawn shop. We need supplies. You're just running away. Minnie shook a finger in my face. Maybe. But we still have a business to run. I moved around, not looking back. Try not to spend all day spying on the cops. Who wasn't kidding? Nothing was going to get done from those 6 today. The silver hair gang will spend all day mobilizing the gossip network of Sunshine and having Hector and Julio find information. Of all the people to get killed in this tiny town, why do they have to pick the one who lived across from me? So my friends, chapter 2 on a desperate cat lady. So I literally have a blast with this series. They say all the things that I think most people want to say and they don't care. So the silver hair gang is typically non-apologetic adults because whatever, like once you hit a certain age, what are people going to say? Not much. So the girls and ladies just say whatever. Angela just wants to hold things together. Seriously, she's just trying to keep everybody happy, keep everybody safe, try not to go to jail, try to all the things that I think as, family members, we're trying to make sure our people are good. The ladies, on the other hand, are not helping her out. So anytime you guys see them, it's just a hot mess in the making. So this is kind of chapter 2. I'm super excited. If you're looking for a whole bunch of shenanigans, and this is definitely no magic, just straight fiction. I've had questions when people ask me, are the cats magical? No, they're just cats. So if you ever had a cat, they're out of control and crazy. So it happens. So Angela is a blast. She's definitely the kind of girl that we're all like, aw, super sweet, super fun, always trying to do her best. So let me see. Any questions, concerns, issues that I can answer? Renee says, love White Russians. Me too. Super easy to do. Unlike my experiment last week with my Irish cream that did not turn out very well. So at least my one White Russian went pretty simple and it was easy to make. So next week we're going to be back. So I'm thinking, you guys can let me know what you guys think if you are in agreement with it. I'm thinking we're going to do chapter 1 in the Trader. Going back to urban fantasies. So much fun. She sounds like me. So one of the things I have to say about Angela. So when I wrote Angela, this is probably that book that is the most raw and close to home. So the Cat Lady special definitely takes you on this whole adventure trying to find yourself. Who you are, what you're going to do, what happens when you have nothing left and when you hit rock bottom. So book 2 is a lot more fun. She has found herself. It's been a couple months. She's still not sure how she's going to keep everything together, and she's going to try her best to save her people. But at the same time, she's a little bit more comfortable. She's a lot more secure. She's not struggling, which is a huge thing for Angela, because let's be honest, when you're broke and trying to keep a whole bunch of people paid, that's a little scary. But other than that, she's a true blast. These ones, anytime anybody asks, hey, what do you recommend that is not fantasy related, I send them to Cat Lady. So it's usually a lot of fun. So I have had a blast with you guys. Thank you. It is literally almost 8 o'clock here in the East Texas Friday night. I'm trying to see what I gotta get done today. So I'm trying to maximize my time. Since tomorrow I will be doing recording for the podcast, because the life of an author doesn't end. So I will keep you posted. So if you guys haven't tuned in, Inside the Minds of Authors is every Monday, by the way. On the 3rd, we're going to be celebrating 150 episodes. So I had the pleasure of interviewing at least over 150 authors. So doing a happy dance for that. So check it out. And then we'll be back on the book corner. I have some amazing authors. So authors, books, everything you guys can imagine, check them out. So I will see you soon. So yes, and by the way, so I'm going to see Renee in Savannah. So you are in Georgia area, Savannah. Literacy Love Savannah is coming up in July. So I can't wait to see you guys. So see you guys next week. If you find something better than this trailer you want me to read, let me know. I would love to hang out. So we're going to be back 7:30. And I'll see you guys again next week. Bye, everyone. And I'm going to see if I can do this. Bye.